billboards occasionally, or the bumper stickers and all these things. Prayer changes things. What's more important about prayer is that it changes us. It really changes us. When you get with God, prayer changes you. And then through the change in you, things change. So that's a powerful song. That's a powerful truth there. Prayer changes things, but the most important thing it changes is us. Thank you. All right. Now we get to the good stuff, the awards. I guess I had the privilege of coaching. Yeah, I did. Football. We had a football team. We had a basketball team. Moving right into basketball. Here we go. No, we won't do that. Well, we were learning in football. Okay, it was an experience. We had a record of 1, 2, and forget the rest. We had one win that we actually won. 2 free dress days because the other team forfeited, and then we just forget the other games. So it was an interesting season. It builds character, though. The Bible teaches us, perseverance through all these trials and everything builds character. So we had a strong character in our team. I would like to recognize a couple individuals for football, however. And the first one, for best defensive lineman, these big nasty guys that go and pound the quarterback and all that kind of stuff, goes to Nicky Miles. Well, that was it. No, we do have another award. In fact, I was really blessed this year because we really have I would call him a super athlete. Okay. We play our football games, and this guy would just kind of run wild and score touchdowns and everything, and even the people on the other teams would come over and comment about him. And one of the greatest pleasures I had as a coach was we had played Loma Linda, which is hasn't lost a game in 20,000 years or something. Always undefeated. And one of their parents was driving. I was walking back to the field, and the parent was driving by in her car, and she stops. And she rolls down her window, and she says, "Are you the coach at Bundy Canyon?" And I said, what is this going to be now? And I said, "Well, yeah, I am." And she went on to compliment this individual, not just because of his talent, but because of the way he conducted himself on the field, the way he represented our school, the way he, showed leadership and character out on that field. That was one of the proudest moments I've ever had. And going through the entire season, of course, he was not only our most valuable player, most outstanding player, but watching all these other guys run up and down the field, I realized that, this guy is the best player in the whole league in football. So I just want to recognize him, and he's known as EJ to us, so EJ Twyman. If we practice that handshake. So, now basketball. Well, I'm excited to tell you about basketball. We had a good team in basketball, first time in a while. Okay, we won 10 games. We lost only 2 games. We were tied for first place at the end of the season. We were in a 3-way tie. We were ready to go to the playoffs, and then they drew 3 straws, and we got the short straw, and we didn't go to the playoffs. But we still came in first place, so we're proud of that. It was a really great accomplishment. We had one player who had played before. Everybody else was brand new to the game of basketball, had never played the game before, so there was a big learning curve involved. So I'm really proud of the guys. They really came along. They really learned to play together, and just tremendous. It was a really exciting experience for me. And one of the guys who really helped us in improved just tremendously from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. By the end of the year, this guy was like I don't know, he's kind of like a tiger out there. He's like under the backboards. This guy was like ferocious, man. You don't want to mess with him. So I'm giving an award to the most improved player to Joseph Perez. Well, can you guess who our best player was? This was really, this was an amazing blessing. I've never had a guy like this on my team before. This guy was just totally awesome. One game he goes out and he scores 61 points. If he has a 40-point game, it's because he didn't shoot for half the game because we were winning by so many points. One of the referees came over to me in one game and says, you've got one of the best players, 8th grade players in the state of California. And I says, you're right. He is. But the amazing thing, he scored, I don't know, lost track. I keep trying to keep score, but I'm sure he must have averaged somewhere around 40 points a game. Coaches on I loved it because I watched these coaches on the other team and they tried everything to stop him and they couldn't do it. You just see the frustration on their face. It was great. It was usually me getting frustrated. Now I get to watch them. It was awesome. I loved it. Thank you, EJ. So, the guy, he did everything I asked of him. If I want, when he had a lead and I'd say, okay, just stand around and pass the ball, he'd do it. If I needed him to score, he'd score. He did absolutely everything. He always constantly tried to improve his game, always helping the other players to develop their games. Basically, I considered him my assistant coach. He was basically like my assistant coach out there, in practice and on the court. It was just an awesome thing. The guy was humble. Sometimes guys get swelled heads, sometimes they're ball hogs, they want to shoot. This guy is a total team player. He would do anything to help the team win. So he is just an awesome individual, and I'm really proud to have been able to be his coach for a little while. And of course, and without doubt, he was the most outstanding, most valuable player in the entire league. I guarantee you. And that's E.J. Twyman.
How do you follow that up? Well, girls, this is it. I just want you guys to know how much I just love all of you guys.